Good evening. Welcome to Pinstripes After Dark. Today, I am here with Chris and joining our Yankee King, my favorite, my favorite critic, him and Brad are ranking. They're neck and neck right now. The two people that drive me the craziest, but we always welcome them around. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, doing good.
Good. So I want to kick this off with the conversation that was started earlier today with the situation with uh, the issue. What was the issue with you that you were having with the roster?
The
Samir's
Rock,
going to be around soon. He's having camera issues.
I didn't have an issue with the roster. I had an issue with people saying, "Oh, Soto blocks Dominguez. Soto blocks
Yeah,
Joe.
that's what it was. Yeah.
We have to trade Jones. You can't trade Dominguez, but maybe trade Dominguez. Trade Jones." It's like, you guys do realize that there's positions on this team, and I like how the money goes to Snell, but people say, "Oh, we're the New York Yankees, just spend the money." But when it becomes Stanton, they're like, "Oh, they won't cut him. They can afford to cut him." Huh? That this is
I
Stanton's
mean,
last year, regardless of whether he plays good or he plays bad. This is Stanton's last year. He's gone either way. Sorry to break it to you guys. Sorry for the breaking news, but Stanton's gone after this year.
well, the issue would be not whether or not he'd be gone. It's how would he be gone? Because he's got the no trade talk, right? He's got the no trade clause. He's not going to waive it. He's not waiving it. Is he going to allow the Yankees to just pay him to sit home?
No,
Like that's it.
I think he would get picked up by a team even if we cut him.
No, nobody. Cause nobody's going to take that money.
No, no one's going to take the money, but they would wait till he clears waivers, because if he clears waivers, then we have to pay him. He's basically becomes a free agent if he clears waivers.
What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I think this is if he plays good this year, I think I probably agree with Li. We either trade him. If he played bad, we cut him.
See, I don't think he's gonna. I think he's gonna have a really good season. Jonathan throws into the chat. What's going on, everybody in the chat? Jonathan Jones, CWE, NFE, my co-host, my morning co-host Rob is here. James, what's going on? Brad, Dev is in the building. Um, look, the Marlins still owe $30 million in Stanton's contract. If the Yankees move Stanton, then they're off the hook for that. The Yankees absorb that $30 million. So you have to take his contract now, add another 30 if we get rid of him. Is that something that you think? How does that make sense?
It doesn't, but realistically, it's just going to be Stanton getting cut because Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez are going to force their way back into this lineup, regardless if Stanton's playing good or not. They will not trade Spencer Jones. The Dylan
No,
Cease,
no, they better not trade Jones.
they better not. But how long until this is something I other have a problem with, Yankee fans? How long? No, everybody says, "Oh, we'll trade." We can't trade Alomane. We can't trade Arias. We can't trade Lombard. How long y'all gonna keep that gimmick up? Because I know right soon when a star becomes available, you will crack under the pressure so easily. Everybody in this panel knows it, that every Yankee fan will crack. You will say trade Arias and trade Lalane and trade Lombard or trade Hampton or trade Warren for any star that becomes available. I won't. It's like I'm stuck in the ground. I am fully bored with playing these guys. Everybody else, you'll crack under the pressure
Well,
easily.
look, I want to before I get Chris and Sunil involved, I got to say that I said earlier, there's only 9 positions that they could play and put on the field. You can't hold everybody. And Rob pointed out this morning, right, that they're still, working their way up. They're still a few years away to figure that out. If the right move comes along, you might have to bite the bullet. That was my point. If the right move comes along, you're going to have to say, who's the expendable one of all of these guys?
For Arias, no, there's no right
No,
move.
I didn't mention any. I didn't mention a specific name. I'm just talking about some of the prospects that are coming up the pipeline.
For like
You're not going to have room for them all. But I want to get. I know, but I want to get Chris and Sunil's take on that.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna keep it short. We can't have 9 shortstops playing every position. I'm sorry, that is not logical. That doesn't make sense. Somebody's getting traded. It's either Lombard, Arias. They talking about they in with one of the international players, one of the Dominican players. That's another shortstop coming. Like, it's too many shortstops. You can't play shortstop at first, second, third, outfield, pitcher, catcher. Somebody's getting traded.
Sunil, what do you think about this whole mess?
Man, with the way we have like 9 different people at every position, it kind of brings out the imagery of having a field the size of the Polo Grounds, where you have it like 500 foot straight away to center field. You probably need 500-foot outfield things because you're going to have like so many different layers of like infielders the way we're stacked up at depth if you want to play them all. Unfortunately, that's not possible.
Nope.
I was just being a little facetious in my presentation here, but yeah, exactly. I agree with Joan Sika. Lombard is a good prospect for third. I very much agree with that. He's basically going to be that. I hate to bring the cheater context into this. He's going to be kind of like your offensively. He's going to be like your Springer and Correa types, without the buzzers and the garbage cans, of course. He's going to have that kind of prowess, be at the dish, offensively. Defensively,
Yeah.
Hello.
Right. We lost Sunil for a second.
But can I rebuttal real quick?
Yeah, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Yeah, after Sunil.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I don't know what's going on with my computer or my internet today. Something is just fishy, but sorry about that. Technical difficulties on this end.
Hashtag blame Brad.
Exactly. Yeah.
Damn it, Brad.
Yeah. Hashtag blame the kangaroos. So yeah, I mean we've got prospects. It's a good problem to have. We have the prospects. Now it all relies upon. Okay, so do we re-up our current people like Torres to basically get people like Vivas, your Vit Vivas up here? Or do we basically, is that an avenue for Arias to come up quicker, and maybe move Volpe to second base potentially? These are some of the questions that are going to arise if we're going to bring some of these kids up earlier.
No, look, and I said I'm going to let you get your rebuttal in, Li. But first, if you're enjoying this conversation, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that sub button. We are 14 away from 600. We are on a mission to get to that point by opening day. So let's get this shared out. Let's get the word out about this content and grow this family even further. So
I got a quick rebuttal for Chris, though. It's not Jerry Jones internet. It's basically, the owner of it's that no Orleans Ains internet. They had
No,
power
listen.
outage and they
I'm
have
gonna
an internet and outage too.
no. I no football today. Okay, we had a phenomenal, all right, weekend with Yankee spring training across the
Mm-hmm.
board. I put on the fan when I was at work, and for 4 hours, Evan and Tiki, all they talked about was fucking football.
That's because the
I
Yankees put up
don't.
a football score on the first game of the spring, man. What do you want? They're kind of remembering the spring training games.
No,
I mean, rather
I
than
don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that F word is banned from the show today. Okay.
what the F bombs? F bombs?
Yeah, that's the F bomb today. I don't want to hear
Yeah.
it. All right. But I had also, but Li, I had also said, right now, I know that we need to move certain guys. We can't keep everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a very limit. You're only allowed. It's not like you could have everybody on the roster. You're limited to 40. You can only play 26. All right, and each day you can only play 9 on the
Yeah.
field. Right, we all know how it works. But I was also the one that agreed with you when was you and I were in lockstep that Peraza should have been the one that started third base. So we did come to terms on that where it's like, all right, we was really seeing eye to eye on that. So let's hear your rebuttal on the other comments that were made.
I agree that there needs to be people that need to be moved. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Okay.
Yes. Obviously, you can't play every single prospect. I do not want to play every single prospect. But there's a few that I do want to play. And people get confused when I say I want to start Peraza. I want to start Peraza because in a few years when Lombard's ready, probably by 27 or 26,
Mm-hmm.
you can flip Peraza for prospects to refill your farm and allocate your funds to your farm and offload for a piece. This is what good franchises do. And the people I want is Lombard, Arias, Volpe. That's my infield. Third is Lombard, Arias, and Volpe. Because when I seen Lombard, I seen Correa. I legitimately seen Correa. Anybody in here cannot tell me that swing is not Carlos Correa. It looks like a younger Correa before he busted up his ankle. Then he had to change his whole thing. But that is a young Correa right there. And people get so confused when I say, "Oh, I want to play the prospects." It's like a full team of prospects. No veterans, Judge is gone, Cole's gone. No. I've been saying this since last year. I want a mix. I want the 90s. People think I want '09. I don't want '09 if what happened after '09 happens. I want the dynasty. I don't care about '09 if what happened after it. I want what happened in the 90s. Us competing. I want the Astros, not the Dodgers. The Dodgers is cool, it's sexy. It's the hottest girl in the room. Cool, fantastic. I want that consistent, will be there with you, not just gonna go for the next flavor of the month. That's what I want. I want consistent winning. I want championships, not a championship. I do not care about being a Jinder Mahal and a one-hit wonder with the WWE title, which make me throw up, reminding me Jinder Mahal was WWE champion. But I want Roman Reigns. I want that reign of just terror. I want what Triple H had in 2002. I don't want no one hit and then you're just falling off a cliff. I've had that enough with the Giants. Screw that.
Chris?
Oh, I mean, the perfect world. I guess if Lombard and Arias. I guess you put Lombard at third. You move Volpe to second and put Arias at short. That's what I would do if in the perfect world. But other than that, other than those three, like he said, Peraza, whoever else we got at shortstop, we we do have too many infielders, and it's like we can't. Not all of them can play.
Well, I understand what you're asking for, Li, and you always said you weren't around for the dynasty. You were too young for that.
Yep.
So
I have.
you hear the stories of it, and you want a taste of that yourself. You don't want '09 where it was a one and done. And look, I respect that. I think that's exactly what I think that's what we all want. Right? What's going on, Caputo? But at the same time, it really had. When you look at the dynasty years, yeah, the reason it worked is they did figure out a way to balance it out. But the game was different back then. The teams were constructed back then. There were less financial restrictions on teams. We didn't have this shared revenue bullshit. Where we had all these tax brackets. So it caused it gave way for owners like George Steinbrenner to construct the teams the way that they did without the repercussions. There were repercussions in the game now. And I think that's something a lot of Yankee fans haven't acknowledged yet. Is that the game, the rosters and the way that the finances are run, it's all different now. But as far as the talent that the Yankees can put together, that doesn't change. The commodity within the talent, with the youth and the veterans, goes all the way back to the game's inception.
It's forced the Yankees basically to not just spend, as they had been known to, but it's adding that extra sense of doing what they've been known to do wiser.
And that part about the 90s not having the tax bracket, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that the 90s, I thought it always had like that tax bracket.
No.
Nope.
No, that was put in after. That came into play, what, 2010s? Around then?
Yeah, around then, yeah.
Yeah.
But I just want to quickly,
and that was because that was because other teams were crying, that there was there was no competitive balance.
Exactly.
Because Colorado didn't have the deep pockets like the Dodgers and the Yankees and those teams did.
Yeah.
So they set up the shared revenue system. So if you spend X amount of money, say out of the you go and you spend $100 million, 5% of that has to go and get dispersed between the other teams, so they have a chance to be as aggressive as you. That's when that was created.
Yep, and then so you enable the teams like the Florida Marlins and all these other, lower end of the totem pole spending teams like the Oakland, Las Vegas, too soon to be A's, to basically pocket money. And that's what's brought up new discussions about having a revenue floor, a salary floor. You have to have a salary at a minimum value X, where X is some double-digit millions of dollars of number, possibly with inflation. Now, you may even make the argument that we can arbitrarily make that to be a $110 million revenue floor, arbitrarily speaking. Teams like the Marlins, the A's, and all the lower revenue teams who are benefiting from this, revenue sharing stream. And if they don't spend that much, they're penalized there too. You have to give it back to the team you got it from.
And I want to say something about that. Like the penalty, and I love the penalty that I would think would be justified, especially for the lower teams because they're good at doing this. They lose their first round draft pick.
That's what I've been saying to do. Hit him where it
hurts.
That's
what you heard him. Yep, that's what you heard him. The first round draft pick. And once they lose it, then they start understanding, like, yeah, this ain't no good.
Well, that's why they also need the salary floor.
Yeah, because the draft picks are more valuable for the A's, the Marlins, the
Tampa
than they are for us. If we miss on a first round pick, meh. I mean, look at before 2019. miss, 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 miss. Oh, hey, Judge, miss, miss, miss.
Hey,
That was
Judge.
just funny.
Yeah, we
I
turned
ain't gonna lie, that
Swisher
was
and
kind of funny.
we turned we turned Swisher into Judge somehow.
I was. Oh wait, Judge wasn't even a first round. Wait, was Judge? No, I don't think Judge was a first
Judge
round
was
pick. He was a comp.
He was a
he
compensation pick.
he may not have been a first round pick, but
Right, that was from the
he was a
Teixeira
comp, but
signing, wasn't it?
yeah,
No, it was Swisher.
No,
and that
it was
comp
before.
came as a no, it was Swisher. Yeah, it was like turning Banner
Swisher?
into Hulk,
I
basically.
know it was one of those, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Caputo, I see a comment.
yeah, Banner. Yeah. Swisher was.
So Caputo, maybe next Monday we'll do another open panel. But I just
Yeah, it was like Swisher.
Eli's been taking a beating. I wanted to give him the floor a little bit. So, but next week we'll do an open panel, and we'll get some more opinions in here.
Okay.
But Aiden, what's going on, buddy? The draft picks are value. They do have value. So, no, I'm not saying anybody was going to put anybody. Not saying you. We've all been pretty rough on him.
Yeah.
D-Rod, where the hell have you been hiding? Welcome back, buddy.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
What? Okay. When I talk about the 90s, I thought of it as like from today's game was back then. I didn't know myself that it was a little bit different financial game. I thought it was still the same financial game that I grew up with. But I didn't know. I'm glad I learned that today. So now I'll look at the 90s less of what I want because we could spend with no repercussions. It was not as much of a chess game back then.
Yeah.
Now it's more of a chess game.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I remember when they first started implementing the shared revenue, right? I thought that my prediction that was going to bury the game. And when you look at it in hindsight, it served its purpose because you do see more teams that are involved. That's why they had, teams are kind of put up or shut up. They're locking up. That's why you're seeing more recently teams like the Braves locking up their young players early.
And look at the Dodgers today. Look at the Dodgers today. They dumped Manuel Margot to clear salary for Kike Hernandez.
Yep. Yeah. So you're seeing, that's why you're not seeing the same teams every year. Look at the World Series last year. You don't have the same teams. You don't have the same World Series every year. It's not like back in the 50s where it was the Yankees and the Dodgers every year. And the World Series never left the state of New York. So now it's more spread out.
Yeah.
And
you also had the New York Giants too.
Yeah, the New York Giants back then too. In it, the Dodgers and the Giants, they were battling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you talk about a rivalry.
Grounds.
Yep. Between the Polo Grounds and Ebbets Field, those places were hot commodity with sports. At Yankee Stadium, it was a three-headed monster, and other teams just had almost had no shot. So that's how
Yeah, with the Giants and the Dodgers, you're talking about two teams that gave birth to the Mets.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you to them. Yeah. Yeah, Rob, you're right. The only guarantee right now is that the Astros will be in the ALCS. It's and the other guarantee is the Dodgers are going to be favored to win it because of how they spend money, but they don't. But that also gives validity to your point, Li. Spending the most money doesn't guarantee anything, and nobody is denying that it does. That's why I've been saying all off season, it's just the way that they've been calculated and calculating into constructing this roster. We've seen the results of it in a very short time frame, but it's something that we can build on and build our optimism on, and not come into the shoot where you go, into these shows after a couple of spring training games where they're falling flat on their face, and we're going, Jesus Christ, here we go again. What
Yep.
the fuck are we gonna do now? It's I can't wait. We were saying this morning, we wish we could just hit fast forward and go right to the regular season. We're ready. That's how amped up we are.
And this is the first spring training ever. I've literally asked Dane this. This is the first spring training ever that you can watch inning 1 from 9 and look at an interesting player on the roster.
That's
That
true.
is wearing Yankee pinstripes.
Yes. It's been fun to watch. It really has. Chris, give us your take.
Yeah, I like so far. I like how Rodon and Esther look, and they start so far. I mean, Rodon definitely looks healthy, so hopefully they can keep up. Everybody was a little scared of Soto, thinking it's gonna be Aaron Rodgers 2.0 when he slipped. Yeah, I know. Everybody on Twitter was going crazy. I mean, I'm like, man, just slow your roll. Then he hit that home
Don't
run.
say it too loud. Don't say it too loud.
So
what you said about Rodon, don't say it too loud. Don't say it too loud what you said about Rodon. Shh. Quiet down.
Already knocked on wood.
Let the man do his thing.
You good.
Yeah, look, I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
There's
But
nothing.
Nestor, I have to say, I'm a little concerned.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned about his high stress innings to start off. I mean, the guy's coming off rotator cuff. So, I mean, for him to have, I get it. It's spring training, and he's got to work out the kinks. But you can only hope that these kinks get worked out in the early going, and it smoothens itself out in the course of time. What I saw today, I saw him going back to his fireball type, tactics rather than going off the deception and the Super Mario leg kicks type shit.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest,
that's what he needs to go back to.
The only reason he got into a jam was because Soto booted a ball and Volpe booted a ball.
Well, Soto almost his wrist is like this.
Soto needs to chill, bro. Soto needs to chill. It's like it's spring training. Relax.
Yeah, he's amped up.
It's like
what?
Like being a Yankee. Relax.
Well, he's in the big lights now,
Yeah, but it's not just that. Like, these guys are professionals. There's no off switch when you're that competitive.
Mm-hmm.
It's you bring your game every day. You can't take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's trying to prove to himself that he can do it in a high profile environment, right? He's also trying to prove to his teammates that he's not here just for the ride. And he's trying to also prove to the fans that he's all in. So he's not gonna slow down at all.
I'm just happy he's 25 because I guarantee you, 33,
he's
34, and he doing that. Yeah, is he doing that? Oh, yeah, it's breaking.
Yeah, no, that you got to be careful of that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
See, this is one thing I've got to say about the whole age thing. Okay, let's rewind the clock all the way back to 2018. Girardi Moon is hired. We trade for Stanton. Stanton, how old was he when he came here in 2018 in the 2017-18 offseason? 27. He's 34 now.
Yeah.
He was on the younger side of his career. His only healthy year where he played a majority portion of the season was 2018. 2019, he was out major part of the year. 2020 was COVID, so that was 60 games anyway. He played whatever he did for that. 21 was probably the next closest that, as far as his year to stay healthy. 22, and then 23. Of course, we know what he did. It's a lot of it is basically based on what the how the coaches and basically take use of him at DH. This is why I'm cautioning the over excessive use of Soto at DH. And right now, the way the Yankee roster is set up to basically platoon players like they did throughout the 90s at DH, not the same DH every day, this dynamic works a lot better.
Look, I'm not. I'm not concerned about and to sorry, I was looking for this comment here. All right, so Soto's already getting a hard time about him not being a great defender. Let's fucking chill. Really, it's we all know what the talent is. We know what his strengths are. See, this is the problem with some fans, and it's these players are. It's like I said, it's Juan fucking Soto. Can we relax? It's three. They played 3 games. He's only played in 2 of them. 4 games. So,
Yeah.
so I'm still in mourning mode
Yeah,
for some
no.
reason.
They did a double. They did a double for Sunday. That's
Yeah.
why.
That threw me off.
Yeah,
the
split
split
squad.
Yeah,
Split squad.
and that's where that's what I want to get into now. Yeah, Caputo, he better be Yankee for life. Jeez. I mean, could you imagine? Can you imagine that having an outfield with Dominguez, Jones, Soto, and then you get Jones in the mix? By next year.
Pads that are children on this app, you do not need to expose them to that much of naughty content with Judge Soto Dominguez, and Jones outfield. This is a PG show, Tats.
I'm just happy they finally listened to us. Soto second, Judge third.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and to
LI,
LI's
that was
context,
that was
PG
good,
as in
LI. That really was.
Yeah, this is a PG show, as in pre-geriatric.
Yeah, it's we're gonna see phenomenal play from guys, and we're gonna get all hyped up. We're gonna see games where they just don't look sharp. Like I said, right. I'll mention it again from this morning. This is what you should be looking for with spring training. Do the veterans look like they're ready to go? Are the prospects showing signs that they're progressing properly? Right now, on the offensive side, are they seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand well? Are they working the account? Are they just swinging for swing's sake? Are they taking pitches that they should? And on the pitching side, all they're doing is they're working on pitches. They're working on their command, making sure their delivery and their mechanics are in sync. So, like the results may vary, but it's all you'll start to see as we get into the last 2 weeks of the season where everything is ironing out. That's when you start really looking at numbers. I'm not looking at the ERA. I'm not looking at the batting average till at least 2 weeks before the season. Chris, what do you think of that?
No, I agree. Because that's just like people was tripping about Stroman. Oh, he got hit hard. He only gave up 6 hits. That's not getting hit hard. And like you were saying, like he probably was trying to figure out what pitch. He was working on some pitches to see what was cooking, what was not cooking. Like it's spring training. It's not a serious game. I mean, I don't know, man. People just be overreacting too much. The only thing I'm concerned about is when like Soto do crazy stuff like this, and Other than that, you can do whatever you want to do. I don't care because it's spring training. I just want to see you be professional with your at bats, play, somewhat good defense, and just see how what pitches stick and what pitches don't stick, and you know what you need
Yeah.
to work on, coming into the season.
Yep. Yeah, and you're seeing, we'll start with LI on this one, and let us know also in the chat which prospect had really, and to be fair to everybody else, we'll take Jones out of the conversation. We all know
You can't do
we all
that.
know he's killing it. What other prospect has really shown you something?
Jorbit Vivas. Even though I see him as a trade candidate, but Jorbit Vivas, that swing is amazing. That swing is just tailored for Yankee Stadium. If he is a Yankee, he's going to short porch the absolute shit
True.
out of everything.
Yeah.
That man is a stud.
He's Li.
I didn't want to say Lombard because I was
Li.
like,
Tell me one
bad.
thing. Does that swing? Li.
What?
Does that remind you of Didi from Vivas?
Oh
Sort of.
yes, literally the same exact swing.
I mean, the one I thought
I was
the one I
watching
thought
it
that
on my
stood out.
83-inch TV downstairs, and I was like, wow.
Okay, so you don't have to flex.
Yeah. Chris, who's shined for you?
I'm not flexing.
Well, I'm not gonna say shortstop, but he's giving a run for backup catcher, and that's Ben Robert. Like he's hitting, he's playing good defense. I mean,
Yeah, but is he a
I'm just
prospect
saying.
still?
No, I just said that. I just said he's
Okay.
not a prospect, but he's making a run for that backup spot.
How old is
Okay.
he?
26.
He's still young.
How old
Yeah,
is
he's
he?
still young.
Yeah, he's he's mid-20s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So
I
around Volpe's
actually
age?
no.
No, what? Volpe's only what, 21, 22?
Yeah, hopefully 22.
Yeah, he's not.
Oh,
young.
you said mid-20s. That's right. Okay. All right. So that makes Cabrera or Peraza maybe expendable right now. Potentially.
Yeah, I mean the guy I was watching yesterday, I don't know if he qualifies either as a prospect at this point, but I thought Luke Weaver looks really sharp. He impressed me because he was one of those guys.
I was say some Yankee fans don't like him.
I look. He was still. He had kept the ball down, soft contact. That's what you're looking for your bullpen. It's. When they're coming into a game, you want them to be able to get the quick outs. That's what he was doing. I mean, he had to work through. I know Rodon. He was. He had to throw a lot of pitches. But I think Luke Weaver gave you. What did he give? Two and a third. 2 2/3 that he gave you. And look, he impressed me. He really did. I'm looking forward to seeing more of him.
To be honest, I could see Luke Weaver being dealt at the deadline. Even though we're a contender, I know, but you can still deal a guy at the deadline, get a spec, and then deal that spec for another piece.
Fair enough.
You mentioned the leave.
Was there something we said?
We'll just find a corner.
Yeah, you didn't know? Luke Weaver was a dude, bro.
I'm sorry, Sunil. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you by saying that. I'm sorry.
You didn't offend me, dude. You didn't offend me. My internet was having a little bit of problems, even though, or actually my connection. I'm seeing you guys basically just come in and out, left, right, and center. So I was basically just refreshing my browser. That way I can get a better view of everything.
That's an excuse. I offended you by saying trade Luke Weaver.
Nope. I
Oh,
couldn't
I was
give
correct.
two geriatric shits about Luke Weaver. I couldn't give two geriatric shits about Luke Weaver. He could be related
look
to
at
Earl
what
Weaver for all I care. He should have been pitching for
who we gonna
Baltimore.
get back for Luke Weaver though? That guy's a bum. That's what Mike Caputo said.
How was he a bum? Did you watch him pitch yesterday?
The dude's in the major leagues. It's like comparative to his coworkers, I guess. I'm forgetting the word. Compared to his compatriots, there it is. He is a he is probably on the lower end of the
Patriots.
spectrum, but compared to us, he's way better than us. He could
Yeah.
probably strike out everybody in this chat.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But no, I know a lot of
So
guys are in
Pluto
the
saying he
major
has a
leagues
6
that I
ERA.
will.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Caputo would have a 20 ERA in the MLB.
yeah, but how many times have we gotten pitches that were unknown or underrated? You know, under the radar rather.
Wandy and
That
Clay Holmes.
when we, well, those two stand out, obvious, of course. Um,
I was gonna do a joke. Damn it!
what?
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, I wonder if we got somebody from Pittsburgh who had a over 6 ERA and came to the Yankees and was a stud, and I complained about trading for him because I wanted Hoy Park. He's probably irrelevant.
Oh, look, Hoy Park
Ella,
was
you want
somebody
to
that
hear a counter joke to that? If Pete Simonetti were here, he would be like, "Who's that guy in the bottom corner next?" He'd be like, "Who's that bottom corner next to Sunil, who basically looks like Ian Jabot?" Oh, that would be Li. We should go trade with Cincinnati on that behalf then.
we've seen a lot of pitches come in that were not known to a lot of people. You know, um, I know a lot of us on the streams we're pretty. I want to say completely well versed, but most of us have a good general
Mm-hmm.
knowledge of other teams and players that are
Right,
of value. Luke Weaver is one of
right.
those guys that, with a Matt Blake, if you're able to get a good year out of him, take your W and move on.
Yep.
Nobody's saying that he's the future of the bullpen,
Mm-hmm.
but he can be a usable piece with the upside of value
Right.
that will get you some, to the eighth and ninth inning guys.
Yep.
I
And
I I'm not saying he's a top rated reliever or a top rated pitcher, but he's somebody that's going to be able that looks at his one outing, right? And I could be his next outing, he could completely fall on his face. You don't know, right? I hope not because I really enjoyed what I saw. Right? Use your eye test sometimes. Put the numbers away. Use your eyes. When he was on the mound yesterday, Luke Weaver was pitching like he'd been doing this for 2 decades. He looked so poised on the mound. His delivery was very crisp. He was commanding his pitches very well. He kept the ball down. All the contact was soft. He had the bats missing the ball. That's what you need. That those are the pitches that you want on your staff.
and
To be
Garrett
honest with
got
you,
it.
I'm gonna say, Chris, let's get your thoughts on it.
I'm about to say, to be honest with you, if the offense keep putting up this, I don't give a fuck what the ERA for the pitchers are. I mean, I'm just saying, we scoring 10 plus runs. I'm not saying this is gonna be logical, but I'm just saying, like, if we scoring 10 plus runs, if he gives up four runs, I don't care.
Facts, Rob. It's $2 million
We could be
we
the
got.
Yeah,
18
2
and
million.
0 Patriots going. We could be the 18 and 0 Patriots going into the championship, basically, and lose the championship game though. Let's not go in there with our heads too high. Let's go in, humbly, modestly, let's do our thing, put our heads down
Well, you said
to the
undefeated.
ground,
I
execute,
don't expect us to win
do it.
162 games.
No,
I didn't say we're going to win 162 games, but the way the offense is clicking, this
All right.
offense is the greatest show on turf right now. The way it
I'll
looks
I'll,
like
ta- I'll take one. I'll
kind of
take
like the
160.
08 Patriots.
I'll
There you
take
go,
160. All
I'll
right,
take
we'll call it or
162.
even.
Yeah.
So which two do we lose? Are we get are we are so just so for Nick's sake, are we getting swept at City Field? You're just giving him those 2 games just to make him feel good?
Now
Give
give
it
one.
who? I'm not giving a game to anybody.
To the Mets?
Are you?
If we had to lose,
No.
Are you? You need to.
Well, you just said, well,
That's
I'll
that
be
Cowboys
happy.
fan.
You just said you'll be fine
Yeah.
with 160. I'm just like you
Yeah,
just
bro.
said
Yeah.
you'll be
You
fine
ain't
with
saying the
160.
Mets.
I was like, okay, so who
But
are their
I'm
2
not
losses? Are we going to get swept at City Field? I
Yeah.
was
No.
just being a
Look,
jackass about it. Don't worry.
you succeeded. But no, we're not going to put up 10 runs a game. All right, let's be realistic here. Right, Caputo and everybody in the chat. Right, it's just,
Rob, you want both of these? You want both of these? You talking about nuts? You want both of these?
the fuck? Oh, I see the chat now. Okay.
So now, put your nuts
It's-
away,
Rob's
bro. We
comment.
don't
He's
want to
like
see your nuts.
Yeah. He's like yeah. Well, Rob's the
Rob.
one bringing off nuts. Okay, so you can go blame him.
we banned the F word today. So
Yeah.
Apparently, we didn't ban the N word, the nut word.
and the C word too. But look, if you were watching the last couple of games, you have to admit the top of that order looks so legit.
Yep.
Right? And keep this in mind. It was the productive outs that put runs on the board. Okay. It's I saw that. It's nauseating. It really is. That you're getting balls into they're hitting into the gap. They weren't swinging for the fences. They're just putting the ball in play. So you have to have a more optimism than not that they're going to put runs up.
Sickle.
But I thought you were done talking.
That'd be stupid. You said put your pickleballs away.
So Mr. Kate Upton is looking at this offense basically, and just his pants have basically turned from Astro White to Turd Brown. And even though he's going to start the season on the IL for maybe the first month or so, he's handed those brown pants to the next ace of line, lefty Framber Valdez. He's like, hey, you wear them, because we know your pants are going to turn brown when you see this lineup. You're going to need all the fucking ammonium 80 you need on opening day in March facing this lineup. Good luck to you, buddy.
Yep.
I'm telling you, like that's the key. If Verdugo gets on base with Soto getting on base, whoever's pitching is in trouble.
Yeah. No, definitely. That's what I mean. We need to have. Look, until Dominguez is ready, you have to have Verdugo in the leadoff spot. Because you're also going.
You'll bring up NFT's comment. Bring up NFT's comment.
Hey, Disney Dark Dad, is that a new person?
That is somebody new to the chat. So, Disney Dork Dad.
Welcome.
All right. Welcome. Good luck.
Triple D. Ye shall be known as Triple D from here on out.
I guess I go good with the
Triple D,
pickleballs, huh?
welcome to the chat.
Look. You talk. Has there ever been? I want to say that like the Pepto Bismol theme song has got to be the most stuck in your head. I think since like Oscar Mayer,
Yeah, pretty much.
right? What are other two jingles just stuck in your head for a lifetime?
Burger King's, even though Burger King is disgusting.
Triple D. Oh my God, this has gone. Poor Joan.
Yeah.
I apologize, Joan. We should be more. We should be gentlemen about it. But
Triple D with
this
pickleballs.
late at night, I can't make any promises.
Hey, I got an excuse. I'm 25, so I'm good.
You got what?
I got an excuse. I'm 25 years old, so I'm good.
Yeah,
I can be immature. I'm good.
yeah, you can. That's sad. That you just made us all feel so much older.
Ella's just here to get on the horn. You
I'm
can
32,
put any
so I'm not
consonant in
that
front of the
old.
Okay, all right.
old or
Joan,
young.
Joan grew up with 3 brothers, so all right, we're safe.
I thought Chris was like 28, 27.
Shit, I wish I was. But hey, I ain't pushing tats since the middle age, so I'm good.
Yeah, let's not talk about ages because
I like how
literally
how
the old
screen
jokes
goes.
will. Huh?
Look, the old people's on this side, and then the young people's on this side.
I'm older than I lie, but I act like a child. Like we all have a child that nobody ever really grows up, but the age goes up, not on maturity.
Yep.
But hey, that's what makes it. That's what
But
makes
can we
life
talk
fun.
can we talk about the Mets fans thinking Juan Soto's going to go to the Mets?
All right,
He's not going to the Mets.
let's trash the Mets. I'm always up for that.
I'm not usually the one to trash the Mets, but fuck Randy Miller, fuck off, bro. There's a thing they say in Australia, get fucked, man.
I think I just got a concussion listening to you.
There's a saying, since we were in Australia for the internet, what the fuck? What the fuck was that? Elimination Chamber. I'll do an Australian saying to you, Randy Miller, get fucked, mate.
Yep.
Soto's staying Yankee. He is here. He's staying. If he doesn't, that's a failure.
Yeah, look, I think these Met fans have completely lost their minds. All they kept talking about was King Cohen and his beautiful money. And,
wait, Met fans and minds? Wait a minute. Wait.
Huh?
What?
Met fans and their minds? Met fans had minds? Met fans had minds? That's an oxymoron.
Go back to the joke factory. The joke radar is on.
Yeah, that one miss.
Yeah, the joke
So
meter.
play with too many pickleballs.
Yeah, like Jones says, why would anybody want to go from the Yankees to the Mets?
Shit.
Why would anybody want to do that? That's silly. All they're getting is
Mike Stanton did it back in the.
Mike
Stanton did that after being on the 90s team.
Go ahead. You kept interrupting me with Mike Stanton, so make your fucking point.
It's like Sunil got dementia for a second. It's like Mike Stanton, and then just blank.
When we took their players, yeah, he's definitely having computer problems.
And Brett, I wasn't even trying to make an Australian attempt. I can't attempt an Australian accent. So get fucked, mate.
Look, when we took the players from the Mets, we took Strawberry, Gooden, Cone. We took their good players. Who'd they take? Severino.
Luis Vizcaino.
You know, yep. Now they got Luke Voigt, at minor league camp, on a minor league deal. But you could have our castaways all you want.
Is Tyler Wade over there? Or is Tyler Wade in San Diego?
Harrison Beta, yep. Him too.
Ross.
So look, they got no leg to stand on. I don't understand it with these fans. They went balls out for a season or two, and then Cohen realized that holy shit, this is not as easy as I thought it was going to be. And then he scaled back a little bit, and now he's realizing my money is not that doesn't hold as much weight as I thought it did in this sport.
Yep. He's basically realizing what most Yankee fans that want to just spend and spend and spend are realizing. Oh shit, that don't work. He's
But
like,
they're not.
well, I got money, so let me just go get Luis Angel Acuna and Drew Gilbert and build from within.
Yep. Yeah, and Caputo's. They've never taken a famous superstar from us. Why would it happen now? Yeah. And does Cohen have the money to give him a monstrous contract? Absolutely. But we just seen it early in the All-Spring season. If they have a specific destination they want to go to, it doesn't matter the money.
True.
It's very rare that the money just comes into play and is the end-all be-all.
I mean, by reports, Phillies were miles ahead of the Dodgers.
Yeah.
For Yamamoto.
Well, exactly. Well, that's where I was leading to without going into this whole Yamamoto thing again. It's dead news.
Yep.
But we'll see what happens. Look, I'm just glad that that baseball is back. That's it.
Yep.
That's all. Yeah. No, you're right.
Juan Soto looking sexy in that Yankee uniform.
The Mets should have traded for Robbie Ray, and if you say. They thought, and it's true though. They thought that they were going to be coming in, and they were just going to go and spend, and win. Ex the Dodgers, how that's working out for them. Ex the Padres, how that worked out for them. It doesn't work.
I do believe. Now, my memory is not the greatest, but I do believe the Mets or the Padres.
Have a good night, Jonathan.
Us.
At the Dodgers, what?
No, the Padres finished with the same record as us. And they had Machado, Soto, Bogarts, Tatis, Cronenworth, Kim, all in that lineup.
Cy Young, winner.
Cy Young, Josh Hader in the back end of that bullpen. 82 and 80.
Yep. So it doesn't matter what. It's all about the camaraderie. And that's what we're seeing from the team this year. We're seeing that camaraderie. Finally. We're seeing almost like the blend that they have now with the younger kids coming up and the veterans that are here and established. This is as close to what we saw in the dynasty years. So, LI, you might get you could possibly get your wish and get to experience the dynasty like we did. But you'll have your own dynasty in 10, 15 years, 20 years. You could talk about how we talk about the 90s. You could talk about this group. You'll have your dynasty to brag about.
I'm tired of hearing Yankee fans brag about the dynasty. It's like not because I hate the dynasty, it's because I'm fucking jealous. It's like I don't where's my dynasty?
Well, you should be because it was a wonderful time to be a Yankee fan, and I'm not doing that to
do the show. Do the show.
Thanks for the bring them my back. Thanks.
Yep. young fans missed out. They did, but you know what? As much as look, like I say, Li's got broad shoulders. He can handle a lot of the bullshit, and he knows I'll never fucking dig on him for that to be a dick. But I'm not gonna go and rank on anybody because well, I saw it and you didn't. I didn't. As old as people think I am, it's not like I got to see, those great teams from the '50s or the '20s, or the
Sunil did.
'60s. So yeah,
Sunil saw that.
Wrong again. Wrong again.
Hey, Sunil, can I ask you a question though? For real?
Go ahead.
How's Babe Ruth, bro?
I wasn't around in 1927.
No?
My sources have told me that Sunil was the first one that bought a Highlanders jersey.
Who were your sauces? Ranch, chipotle, barbecue, honey mustard?
Okay, first of all, ranch is the best sauce. Second, it was Rob who told me.
Well,
what'd you say, ranch? You say ranch?
Yeah,
First of all, Rob doesn't speak in entire
Yes.
factual information. First of all, so
See, I'm a honey mustard fan.
Same
I
here.
like honey mustard.
Honey mustard,
Honey mustard is good.
honey chipotle, any variation of barbecue.
Chipotle is pretty good.
I can do for it.
Well, that's gonna wrap things up for us today because now I'm freaking hungry, so I'm gonna go get something to snack on. But hope everybody enjoyed the conversation. Hope everybody enjoyed the chat. We will be back Wednesday morning. And Rob, absolutely pure fact spoken. Want everybody, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you did enjoy the content, smack that like button. Share this out with your friend. Go ahead. I see it.
Acknowledge me.
Okay. He's making a point. He just acknowledge me like he's Roman Reigns.
Just share this out with your friends, the family, the stranger on the corner. This has been the Pinstripes After Dark, where you pinch your pride and play hard.